بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين وهو خير ناصر ومعين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Spiritual Perspectives. Greetings and felicitations of the month of Sha'ban to all our viewers. And as you may recall from last week, we've been discussing spiritual perspectives in regards to the month of Sha'ban, in regards to the special dates that we have in this month. And as we had the birth of Imam Hussein alayhi salam last week, last Wednesday, and then the eve of the birth of Abul Fazl Abbas was last Wednesday. So we kind of looked at the spiritual perspectives in regards to these two great personalities and how they affect us in our lives. I would be continuing on the same topic of last week. We were looking at the dua of the 11th Imam, which is supposed to be recited on the 3rd of Sha'ban. I did requested last week that although it was the evening of Wednesday, which was the eve of the birth of Abul Fazl, this dua is supposed to be recited on the 3rd, on the day. And I requested the viewers to go and read that dua. I would request once again, those who haven't read that dua on the 3rd of Sha'ban, I would ask them to go and read this dua and its translation with the niyat of qaza, so to speak, raja'an, to get the sawab that we missed on that day. Because the dua is very powerful dua. Now, we also kind of pointed out to the importance of the month of Sha'ban, and we laid a metaphysical principle, which was the principle of hope that we talked about. And I'm going to be kind of giving a recap of the principle that we discussed, because still we are continuing to recite this dua, kind of comment on the dua. It's quite important to have the understanding of this principle. So now, first of all, we'll lay the principle, and I'm not going to go in detail in explaining the principle because we have done it last week. You can catch up on YouTube if you want to, the previous program. Now, the principle, for those who are joining us for the first, the metaphysical principles are well accepted by those who believe in religion and those who do not believe in religion, because the physical realm, this physical dunya, is connected to the metaphysical realm, to the metaphysical reality. So therefore, the physical realm is actually governed by the metaphysical realm. Now, when this dunya, there are certain physical principles that we are governing each other, that we are kind of like using these as laws, or even sort of scientific discoveries. I gave the example E equals mc square, which kind of like a physics principle, but this very is based upon that metaphysical reality that kind of manifested out, which Einstein was able to kind of download from this metaphysical realm by tapping into it and then making that as a physical reality which is used today. And the other examples that we gave is the law of ownership, for example. What is ownership itself as a phenomena? Where does it really dwell? Where does it really exist? However, we tend to use this law of ownership in the legislative sense. So a metaphysical principle is well accepted by everybody, basically, even those who do not believe in God, those who believe only in physics, so to speak, only matter. One of the principles that we are discussing, and we have laid the foundation for our discussion, is the principle of hope. Everything have a value, and the greatest value the greatest value of that thing, or the reason why a thing become valuable, is because of what it provides, what it is. And for an insan, for a human being, hope is the most precious value that he could have in life. A person without hope is dead. A person without hope is in darkness. So hope itself, even those who do not believe in God know that how important hope is. And those things, whether that be a shay, we said, whether that be a zaman, or whether that be a makan, or whether that be an individual, whoever provides the hope becomes very valuable. And we said God is the greatest provider of hope, and particularly in Islam, the concept and the understanding and the ma'rifat of God as the ultimate provider of hope compared to other faiths, we have seen that. Now, in regards to hope, we find that shay, we said, a thing which provides hope. We gave the example of the water of Furat, the water of Zamzam, that thing which is providing hope. Zaman, we said the makan, we said is the makan of Arafah, the place of Arafah, providing the hope to the people, individuals who are there. Makan as the makan under the dome of Aba Abdullah Hussain, providing that hope. We discussed that. The makan as the turbat of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, providing shafaat, providing the hope. We discussed that. Then we talked about zaman as the 27th of Rajab is the zaman which provided the hope to humanity by the beginning of the Quran. We discussed that. The personalities and the individuals who provides hope, parents, we discussed that. They are the provider of hope to the children and how important they are. Their value is really valueless. We discussed that. Then we came to Aba Abdullah Hussain and Abu al-Fazl Abbas, and we were talking about the dua of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Imam Hussain provided hope on the 28th of Rajab with his Safar Imam Hussain by providing hope to hope. 27th was the Nuzul of Quran, which provided hope to humanity, and 28th is the Su'ud. It is the ascent of Imam Hussain from Medina towards Karbala for the protection of hope. So 27th, hope to humanity. 28th, hope to hope, which Imam Hussain provided by his sacrifice in Karbala. The dua of 11th Imam, which is supposed to be recited on the 3rd of Shaban, which is the birthday of Aba Abdullah Hussain alayhi salam. Allahumma inni as'aluka bihaqq al-mawlud fi hadha al-yawm المعود بالشهادة قبل استحلاله وولادته بكته السماء ومن فيها والأرض ومن عليها. Now we said such a personality is born on the 3rd. Aba Abdullah Hussain is such a personality that even before his birth, shahadat have been announced. It has been given to him. He has been promised martyrdom. What is shahada? What does really shaheed means? Shahada is bearing witness. Shaheed is the one who bears witness with all of his wujud, with all of his existence. And what does he really bear witness? He bear witness, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. He bear witness, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. He becomes shaheed with all his wujud, all the atoms in his body is bearing witness, and he has sacrificed. He's saying that everything have bear witness that there is no God but God, and Muhammad is the messenger of God, and Ali is the successor, is the Khalifa of Muhammad. Imam Hussain alayhi salam bear witness that he is shaheed. He is Sayyid al-Shuhada. He is the Lord of the martyrs, right? So even before he was born, his shahada was pronounced, he was honored, he was given this maqam of shahada. Even before he began his life, very similar to what we recite in the ziyarat of Hazrat Fatima al-Zahra, that even before she was born, she was tested by God. Imtahaniki qabla an yakhluqak. Imtihan have been taken from you qabla an yakhluqak, even before your creation was created in this dunya. This phenomena, this belief, this ideology is very special, is very unique to the school of Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam, that Ma'asumin are awwalu ma khalaqallah nuri. The first thing God created is the Muhammadan light. This is irfan, this is mysticism, this is special. If those who want to discuss further, they could refer to the books of Henry Corbin, who have written extensively on this, discussing on this reality of Muhammadan light, or other books which also are, while they comment or do commentary upon the treatise of Ibn Arabi and other sort of great Sufi masters. Anyway, now we talked about buka, which means crying, which means shedding tears, which means weeping. So the heavens and all their inhabitants wept for him who was born on the day of 3rd, Imam Hussein. And so did the earth and those living one on it before his feet stepped on it. They mourned about his shahadat. So Imam Hussein, when he was born, everything in the heaven, everything in the earth cried. And this is riwayat or very famous that even Siddiqa Kubra, Rasul Azam, cried on the birth of Imam Hussein. We haven't seen a mawlud, such a birth in all of humanity, that when it was born, Rasul Azam cried, the heaven and earth cried. Now, what is crying? We said that crying also have a reality. And the reality of crying is that it provides that hope. When a person cries, he becomes very hopeful in him. He becomes hopeful in his du'as as he shed tears. So the greatest act would be considered as crying, because it is providing that hope. You see, you have that prayers, you supplicate, you do dua and all that, that is also provides hope, right? But when a person cries in it, that becomes nur ala nur. That tears are the ornament of dua. They are the ornament. They are the zevar, they are the jewels. They are the ornament of dua and prayers, right? So the heaven and earth cried. So through this methodology of crying, they become hopeful in the mercy of God. And through this methodology of crying, they will come closer to God, right? Through crying, they become closer to God. When a person cries for his sins are forgiven and he comes closer to God. So it is this crying which is providing him. So here, when the heaven and earth cried, and all these who dwell in heaven and earth, they all cried through this crying. To this crying of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam, they have come closer to God. That is why it says that a person who shed one tear, which is the weight of a wing of a mosquito, that will put off the fire of hell. Just one tear on Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam have that powerful, magical reality. Now, as we said that this dua is a very special dua, very unique dua, it tends to discuss this unique ideology of test before being born. Unique ideology of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, Shahada was already announced even before his birth. This unique ideology of crying and how powerful crying is and how they cried. Then the unique ideology of that, the Imams are from his nasl. The Imams and the offsprings, the one whom has been awarded the favor of the Imams being from his offsprings. We are saying in this dua, Imam Hussein alayhi salam have been awarded this, that the imamat will be from Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Hassan Askari alayhi salam is mentioning this. The Imam who came way far, right, of the other Imams. It's not the sixth Imam, it's not. So it is pointing out to that belief that the Imamat is in the sulb, in the lineage of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, not Imam Hassan alayhi salam. Then you have the Imamat, and then right after that it talks about it talks about وَالشِّفَاء فِي تُرْبَتِهِ, shifat in the turbat, shifat in the clay of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, in the earth of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. In the dua, Imam is mentioning this. That is very unique and special. That it is the soil of this grave carrying cure, of this sort of, earth, it carries cure. Now, before birth, crying, imamat, shifaat, rajat, and the return. It is also talking about the return, resurrection, rising of the Imam, right? Coming back of the Imam, rajat of the Imam mentioned in his dua. And the returning of the Imam al-Asr, although he is not gone in occultation, being mentioned in this dua. See, this small dua contains all the Shia Islam principles within it, coming from the 11th Imam. Then after that, if you look at it, rising of the Imam after his occultation, so that they shall take revenge, is also mentioned in this dua. Supporters, and them, and may blessings and peace be upon, upon sallallahu alayhi ma ikhtilaf al-layli wan-nahar, as the night and day are changing, that much amount of blessings and peace be upon them. That's what we are asking in this dua. It is quite unique, the way one is really asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this dua. Then, Allahumma fasalli ala Muhammadin wa itrate wa ahshurna fi zumrate. Place us bring us together with the Ahl Bayt alayhim salam. Bawwa'ana ma'ahu darul karama wa mahall al-iqama. Place us in that iqama, in that place, in that house of honor, with them, with him, with the Imam. We are asking that, right? Kama akramtana bima'rifate, Allahumma wa kama akramtana bima'rifate. O Allah, as you have conferred upon us with the honor of our recognition of him, knowing Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, who he was, recognizing him. It is really, really fascinating. As we said in the very beginning, Imam Hussein provided that hope. That is Hussein who provided hope to hope. When we recite in Ziyarat Ashura of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, it is providing us hope. We are asking, O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, provide us with the reward of all of the shuhada that have fought with you. What sort of reward they would have? It is in Ziyarat Ashura, we are asking that. In the Ziyarat Ashura, we are asking, O Allah, provide us with the Maqam Mahmud. Can we really imagine, can you and I imagine to be stationed on the Maqam Mahmud with what we have done? But Ziyarat Ashura is providing us hope. Ziyarat Ashura is providing us hope. That Ziyarat Ashura is very valuable. That's why. Right? So this is, if in this dua we are asking about, that marifat that we have of that Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein is that vehicle of hope. It is through Imam Hussein we are achieving that hope of Maqam Mahmud. We are asking for that. Fascinating, amazing that we haven't seen that by doing nothing but just by reciting Ziyarat Ashura. We are expecting and we are asking for this great reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As the dua continues, I'm going to be skipping certain things here in the dua, but I would request that you kind of read them, the translation of it, or I will just read the translation very quickly. Bestow upon us with the bliss of accompanying him and enjoying a close rank to him. Can we expect a close rank to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam? But Hussein is providing the hope. This dua is providing us that hope. The principle of hope which we talked about, right? And invoke your blessings upon him whenever they mention him, and upon the successors and the selected ones and the awsiya. And then we ask very special now, right? A very special gift. And this requires a very ideological and philosophical discussion. And that is, O Allah, grant us on this day the best of grants, right? Make all our prayers on this day responded, just as you gifted Al-Hussein to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, kama wahabta al-Hussein li Muhammadin jaddihi, right? The same way as you gifted, right, Muhammad wa jaddihi, just as the angel Futrus wa wa'idha Futrusu bimahadihi fanahnu a'iduna biqabrihi min ba'dihi, right? Just as the angel Futrus sought refuge with his cradle, we are thus seeking refuge in the tomb after him. فَنَحْنُ عَائِذُونَ بِقَبْرِهِ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ نَشْهَدُ تُرْبَتَهُ وَنَنْتَظِرُ, right? And we wait for the response. وَنَنْتَظِرُ and we wait as we are witnessing the soil of him and expecting his return. Rajat, وَنَنْتَظِرُ. We are waiting for the return of Hussein. Rajat, right? Ameen Rabbal Alameen. Two things. Number one, how Futrus was cured by the cradle of Imam Hussein. What is this story? This is not a story or a fairy tale. We are talking about the dua of Imam Hassan al-Askari here. In the famous book Mafatihul Jinnah, and other books also have mentioned this dua. What is the dua? It's from Levant Imam, right? And this have been mentioned in famous books. If I would like to give you the reference, the most famous is Mafatihul Jinnah. Now, as they say that Futrus was an angel and was unable to fly and was punished in an island, and when all the angels were visiting the Prophet to give him tabrik, to give him Mubarak Badi, to give him congratulate on the birth of Imam Hussein, here Futrus asked, where you all are going? And Imam Hussein and the angel said, we are going to visit the Rasul, so to congratulate him because of the birth of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. So the Futrus said, why don't you take me as well? They say that Futrus was an angel and was punished. Now the question arises, can angel commit a sin? Can they be punished? There's a discussion of angelology, in Majma' al-Bayan, in the tafsir, angels, what type of being they are, can they commit a mistake, can they have their own will, can they decide. Sheikh Tusi discusses this in the books of philosophy. Ibn Sina discusses in Shafa'at, and many other books have discussed, and many treatises are there of angelology that they have discussed, philosophers have discussed, can angels commit a sin? Like for example, these discussions also comes in Christianity, because Satan in Christian ideology or in Christian cosmology is considered to be an angel, is a fallen angel. Satan is a fallen angel. So angels can commit sin. There are two schools of thought. Some they believe that yes, they can commit an error, they can commit a mistake, a sin, and there's another school that says that no, they are not liable, they cannot commit a mistake. However, they have a free will, they make their own decision. It's their decision based on that intellect that they have, and because of that, there are darajat of angels, there are different levels of angels. Otherwise, the angels will be all one. Why they are darajat of angels? On what reason they are these darajat? That is angelology itself, regardless, which we don't want to discuss about angelology here. We are discussing about Fatrus. Fatrus wasn't able to really excel, and the reason that has been given, that he used to say, there isn't an angel like me. He was a bit arrogant about himself, and God punished him for his arrogance. And finally, he would say, Man mithli, who is like me? Nobody is like me. And then eventually when he goes along with, as he was taken along with the angels to the house of the Prophet, and here he rubs his wings to the cradle of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam, and he was given shafa'at, he was given the cure, his illness was cured, he was purified, and he was able to fly again in the valley of God and reach high stations and maqamat which he was not been able to reach before. Now, Fatrus, they say, once again, he says, Man mithli, in the positive way, who is like me, who was given shafa'at by the cradle of Hussein. Dua of 11th Imam, Imam Hassan Askari alayhi salam. Shafa'at in the cradle of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Imagine Imam Hussein alayhi salam himself. Shafi ummati. In Hadith it says, Qad adhintu lak. You are the Shafi. You are the intercessor of my ummah, O Hussein. Enter the cloak. Enter the kisa, O Hussein. Right? Hadith kisa. So, very important point, very important principle belief of Shia school by the 11th Imam in regards to that angel. Now, another point which is mentioned here is the return of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, which is the resurrection of the Imams after the 12th Imam. As they say, there will be Imams who will be returning back. Rajat will be there as well. That is a topic in itself, what Rajat means, what resurrection means, what is the reality of Rajat, return. Inshallah, we'll discuss that in some other program. If Allah give us tawfiq. Now, wrapping up or concluding this dua of Imam Hussein alayhi salam with the understanding that Abu Abdullah al-Hussein is the banner of hope. All hope sits in Imam Hussein. The hope of all hope is Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Imam Hussein is such a personality because of what he has done, because of the sacrifice that he has given. Indeed, it's the month of Shaban. Shaban is the great month which provides us all hopes. It's a month full of hopefulness. From first day, the birth of Siddiqa Sughra, Zainab Kubra, Hazrat Zainab, till the last 15th of Shaban, the night of Shaban, and also the birth of the 12th Imam, the greatest of all hope, the greatest provider of all hope is the 12th Imam. Now, I will end the explanation of dua, and then I will discuss another metaphysical principle, and then relate that with the birth of the 15th, with the birth of the third Imam, and also our 12th Imam as well, as we are quite near to the 15th of Shaban. Now, the principle is this, that everything that provides uniformity or unity is very special, is very unique. Thing that provides uniformity and unity. It's very close to God, right? And it is very important as well from the secular point of view as well, something that provides that unity. That's why a political leader who provides unity, is considered to be very powerful, is well respected, because he has provided that unity, right? He has made them one, who makes it happen, who bring two sort of rivalry onto one table and unify them. Unity. The individual who have done that, the principles which have done that, the treaty which has done that, is held in high esteem. So the unifier, the one who unifies, unity, uniformity, uniform is a very important thing. In schools, in military, in wherever you take that, uniform have a value. Uniform, right? Hajj, when you go to Hajj, there's this uniformity there. The act itself is providing what? Is providing unity, is unifying it. That is valuable. That is very powerful. So anything that does that becomes very powerful. The act of Hajj is a very powerful act. It's a very lovable act by God, because it is unifying, right? That act becomes very powerful. That act becomes, an act where Allah have not mentioned in regards to the act of Hajj, because Allah have not mentioned in regards to a person who does not perform prayers, he has done kufr. But a person who have not performed Hajj is after the istitat he has performed kufr. For Hajj, God have mentioned that, not for prayers. Kufr, he has done kufr if he hasn't gone for Hajj. If he hasn't done prayer, he's not kafir. He's not done act of kufr. But if he had the istitat and he did not go for Hajj, it's kufr. The act is so powerful. The actions of Hajj, the rituals of Hajj are so powerful. Why is it so powerful? Because it is manifesting unity. The value of Deen of Islam, Inna ad-deena indallahi al-Islam, is for what? Why Islam is considered as a very unique, very special, valuable in the eyes of God? Because it is providing the uniformity. It is providing the unity. Islam provides that, and Islam becomes the vehicle, the medium of providing the unity, and becomes valuable in the deen in the Allah al-Islam. A person in China must read in Arabic Salat. A person in Malaysia, he must read in Arabic, right? All of them should perform their prayers in Arabic, in one language. That is unity. That is providing that unity, uniformity, oneness. Tawheed is reflected there. That is why there is this emphasis of praying in Arabic only. Although I don't understand Arabic, I have to pray in Arabic, the Salat, because it's reflection of that unity. Is giving them that sort of oneness, that bound, that feeling, right? That uniformity. It is doing that. It is making them one. It is bringing them together, all together in Islam, with one hadaf, with one goal, with one purpose. That is why it has a value to it. Go a bit further. Nature. If someone blindfolds me, puts me in the beautiful scenery of Scotland, and then takes me again, blindfolds me Put me in Canada, beautiful mountain scenery, their nature, right? I will not be able to differentiate that, because nature is one. Nature have a value, and it is one, and it is near God, because it is reflecting unity. It is reflecting uniformity. Whoever disrupts the uniformity is evil. Whoever destroys this unity of nature is evil. Evil in the sense, you want to take it from the religious point of view, from the secular point of view as well. All of these fines to destroy the ozone layer, to the Shell company, BP company, all of that is for what? Is evil, is hampering into nature, is intervening it and destroying it, because it will destroy us. So the same way, whoever destroys that unity, that uniformity, because unity and uniformity is valuable to God, and it is near God, and that is the principle. So now come back onto the discussion. Now put this principle into practice. Apply this principle to our day-to-day life. Whoever is performing that act of unifying it becomes powerful. Sila Raham, better than 70 years of ibadat. A person who brings two parties together, for him is abundance reward of without worshipping, without praying, so on and so forth, which you are aware of. The act of Sila Raham is more powerful than the act of prayer itself in the eyes of God, as we have seen in the traditions. So the one who brings together, who unifies, Aba Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam is the unifier, the one who unifies all mankind. As they say that everybody have a relationship with Hussein, regardless of him being a Shia, so to speak, follower of Hussein or not, they are relate themselves to him, Hussein. He is a Hindu, but he is a Brahmin. He is a Husseini Brahmin. Many are there in India. They are Hindu, but they say, we are Husseini Brahmin. We are uniting. Who is doing that? Who is creating this unity? Who is the personality? It is Hussein. He has value in the eyes of God. We all unify in the love of Hussein. We all become one in the love of Hussein. It is Hussein. It is Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam. And finally, as we are coming closer to the end of the program, and as we are also closer to the birth of the Savior of mankind, Safinatun Nijah, Imam al-Asr alayhi salam, Imam al-Hujjah alayhi salam, Ajjal Allah Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, may Allah haste his reappearance. It is him who is unifying all of humanity. That is why he is known as Safina Nijah. From the Safina Nijat of Hussein, where Hussein is known as Innal Hussein Misbahul Huda wa Safinatun Nijat. Hussein is the Safina Nijah, to the Safina Nijah of the 12th Imam. These are the titles given to the Imam Hussein and also to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. Only two Imams have this title for some special reason. No doubt, Awwaluna Muhammad, Awsatuna Muhammad, Kulluna Muhammad. They are all Muhammad, right? No doubt about that. But Safina Nijah is Hussein, Safina Nijah is Imam al-Asr. On the day of Ziyarat of Friday, we recite that you are Ainul Haya, you are Safinatun Nijat, O Imam al-Asr, right? So therefore, that he is the unifier. He is the ultimate, the one who unifies everyone. Imam al-Asr. Everyone will come together, will be united under his tahta liwa, under his banner. It is the 12th Imam. That's why he has a lot of great value in the eyes of God. That's why we, on the day of 15th or in other du'as, we intercede the 12th Imam. Ya wajihan indallah ishfa' lana indallah. His wujud, his existence, his presence, because he has value. Just like how, as we said, the zaman have value, the makan have value, the ashya have value, and the value depends upon that hope. All hope of tamam khilqat, of the past and of the present and of the future, sits in the existence of the 12th Imam. The hope of Zahra, Salamullah alayha, the hope of Hussein, the hope of Sadiqain, Baqirain, Sadiqain, Jawadain, Hasanain. It is in Munji Alam. It is in Imam al-Asr alayhi salam. Hope of all hopes is in the 12th Imam. That is why, he has a great value in the eyes of God. What the 12th Imam will be doing, unifying all of mankind. And the act of waiting for such a personality also is considered as afzalul ibadah, the greatest of ibadat. Afzalul ibadah intizarul faraj. The greatest of ibadat is the intizar, is the waiting of the awaited Savior. One must really wait. One thing in the margin I'll just mention here, we tend to think that sabr, we tend to think that intizar really means it is something that is passive, that one must really wait. But rather it is the opposite. Intizar is active. When a person is doing intizar, he is active rather than he's just sitting. A guest who is doing intizar, he doesn't sit. A host who is doing intizar, he doesn't sit, but rather he's active. What are you doing? I'm waiting for my guest to arrive, but why are you not sitting? No, I'm waiting, so I'm preparing, but I'm waiting at the same time. So intizar, do not take intizar as passive. Intizar is active. And that's why afzalul ibadah, the greatest of ibadat, is considered as waiting for the awaited Savior. It is providing us that hope, and that's why we recite Allahumma kulli waliyik al-Hujjat ibn al-Hasan al-Askari. He is the Hujjat ibn al-Hasan. Ilahi adham al-bara, wa bara al-qafa, wan kashaf al-ghita, wan qatar raja. Our hopes are cut. All hopes are in you, O 12th Imam. وَضَاقَتِ الْأَرْضُ وَمُنِعَتِ السَّمَاءُ وَأَنْتَ الْمُسْتَعَانُ. You are the helper. The hope is in you. So from the point of view of two principles, the 12th Imam and Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam. One, the principle of hope, Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, provider of hope to hope. 28th of Rajab, we discussed that. Hussein is the hope, Ziyarat Ashura, Hussein is the hope, dua of the third we recited. For the angels, he is the hope. Aba Saleh, the 12th Imam, is the hope once again. Unifier, that principle of unifying, uniformity, nature. For Native Americans, nature was very important. Regardless of where it was their religion, it was their God, because it was uniformity. There was unity in nature. There's unity in nature. Tawheed means unity, right? Yeah, same principle, right? Right. So here, from the principle of hope is Aba Saleh. From the principle of uniformity and unity, it is Aba Saleh. It is that Imam al-Asr that will unify. So we discussed two principles, and we provided the reference of these two principles. Inshallah, we hope and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we be from those who are the true waiters, true people who wait, muntadir, doing intizar of the Imam al-Asr. As I believe we have few more minutes, I just want to point out to what is our responsibility in this month of Shaban, or as a follower of the Imam. What is our responsibility? What we should be doing? As we discussed earlier, du'as tend to provide us with a methodology, how we should be behaving on that day of Arafah. What shall we do? The dua of Arafah. Dawood, what shall we do? It is providing us with a methodology. So what is our responsibility? Wazifa Shia. What is the wazifa in the asr of ghibat? At the time of occultation, what is our responsibility? What shall we be doing? What is our responsibility? Now here comes the question or the dua which comes from the Imam. And he says that Allahumma arifni nafsak فإنك إن لم تعرفني نفسك لم أعرف نبيك. This is our responsibility. Allahumma arifni nafsak. Our responsibility is to have the ma'rifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we do not have the ma'rifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will not have the ma'rifat of nabiyak. We will not have the ma'rifat of the Nabi. Allahumma arifni rasulak فإنك فإن لم تعرفني رسولك لم أعرف حجتك. Oh Allah, provide us with the ma'rifat of Rasul, and if I do not have the ma'rifat of Rasul, I will not have the ma'rifat of Hujjat. Allahumma arifni hujjatak فإنك إن لم تعرفني hujjatak ذللت عن ديني. If I do not have the ma'rifat of the Hujjat of the Imam of the time, then it is as if I have gone astray, as if I have gone astray in my religion, as if I have gone astray in my faith. I have lost myself in deen. Dallaltu an dini. I have died a death of ignorance if I have gone astray in my deen. Right? So what is the responsibility? The dua is teaching us the responsibility. During the time of the occultation, major occultation, do this dua, Imam Sadiq says. So I should be enhancing myself, educating myself to have the ma'rifat of Allah. If I have the ma'rifat of Allah, then I have the true ma'rifat of Rasul. If I have the true ma'rifat of Rasul, then I have the true ma'rifat of Hujjat. And if I have true ma'rifat of Hujjat, I will, if I don't have the true ma'rifat of Hujjat, then I will go astray in my deen. So today when we see those people who calls themselves as Muslim and following a deen that they have gone astray, such as ISIS, such as these terrorists, because they do not have the true ma'rifat of who God is. When they do not have the true ma'rifat of who God is, they don't have the ma'rifat of Rasul, even though their banner will be black and it might be saying Allah, Rasul and Muhammad, but still they don't have ma'rifat of who Rasul is. He is mercy to mankind. And when they do not have the true ma'rifat and understanding of Rasul, they will not understand what deen means. For them, deen means, Islamic State means that. That is what their deen is telling them, to slaughter people, to blow up people. That is their deen teaching them. This is not deen. They have gone astray in their deen. Dallaltu an dini. So our responsibility is to enhance ourselves with the ma'rifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a more of a deeper explanation of this dua. Perhaps we could be able to do this in our future programs, but the time is not allowing us to really discuss in detail. So I will take leave now with this dua of the Imam al-Asr, and it says Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma arifni nafsak fa innaka in lam ta'arifni nafsak lam a'rif nabiyak. Allahumma arifni rasulak fa innaka in lam ta'arifni rasulak lam a'rif hujjatak. Allahumma arifni hujjatak fa innaka in lam ta'arifni hujjatak dhallaltu an dini. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from being astray in our deen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all of our marhumeen who are not with us in this month of Sha'ban, and bring them together with the Nabi and with the Ahl Bayt Nabi alayhi salam. Please remember those who are suffering in this month of Sha'ban, those who are at the forefront fighting these people against humanity, against those who wants to really blow up the shrines of Masumeen alayhi salam, the haram of Hazrat Zainab, those who have left their family behind and they are at the forefront. Pray for them, pray for their family members, brothers from Afghanistan, from Pakistan, from Syria, from Lebanon, from Iran, from Iraq, from all different places. They have gone there to protect the borders and to fight this fitna, to fight these people who are threatening humanity, who are threatening the belief system, who are threatening these nights, special nights of Sha'ban and Ibadat that one really want to do. They are threatened. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put robe, fear in their hearts so that they do not even dare coming near those who are protecting, those who are the followers of Ahl Bayt alayhi salam. In the enemies, may Allah put fear in their hearts, inshallah. I will take your leave and we will continue spiritual perspectives, inshallah, in next week, next Wednesday once again. Tonight we kind of looked into the dua that we have promised of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. We also looked at two principles, metaphysical principles, and the reference of it. Thank you very much. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen wa tub alayna innaka anta at-tawwabur rahim. Wa salamun alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.